Sugar, caffeine, effect on sleep. Hi everyone, for this presentation I will be focusing on caffeine, sugars, and its effect on sleep. The objective of this presentation is to inform you about how caffeine, sugar interrupts sleep and its ability to make people feel less sleepy. So, how does the body fall asleep? The human body falls asleep in many ways, but one of the ways that makes the body feel sleepy is something called adenosine. Adenosines come from foods. So when we eat, our food breaks down into energy. Energy created by our food will then be used up by our body for normal activities like work, walking, and many other things. So adenosine is created after the energy is used up. So adenosine doesn't give our body energy, instead it makes us feel sleepy. In our brain, there are receptors which allow for certain things to go in and out of our brain. Adenosine is able to bind to the receptors in the brain and send a message to our brain telling our body that it is sleepy and needs to go to sleep. How caffeine helps us stay awake. One way that people can trick the body to stay awake is by drinking coffee or drinks that have caffeine in them. Okay. So caffeine have a very similar shape and structure as adenosine does. So here we see that caffeine is a triangle and adenosine is a triangle, representing that they are very similar in shape and structure, of course. So because caffeine is so similar to adenosine in their shape, it can trick the brain. So we have here a receptor right here. So that receptor is supposed to take in adenosine to tell us that we are drowsy, sleepy, and need to sleep. But when we drink coffee, the caffeine, which is right here, binds to the receptor and prevents the adenosine, which is in the yellow, from telling us, binding, entering the gate to tell us that we are sleepy. So here is another picture. The receptor is represented as a guard, and then we have here, it's going to be our caffeine that looks the same as adenosine, and because it's the same, what looked the same, this guard is going to think that it's adenosine and let it in, and it's going to take the place of adenosine and prevent adenosine from getting to its spot and giving the message to our brain to tell us that we are sleepy and need to sleep. So what happens when you don't get enough sleep? The human body needs about 7 to 8 hours of sleep so that you can fully feel awake, to do work, to exercise, and things like that. The human body needs 7 to 8 hours to use all of the adenosine that it has made in the body. If you were to get less than 7 to 8 hours, let's say you were to get 5 hours and less, the body will not have enough time to rest and use all of the adenosine that it has made to make you feel awake. So not enough hours to sleep means leftover adenosine from the day before, making you feel sleepy. How long does caffeine stay in the body? Caffeine can stay 6 to 10 hours in the body, and this is why you don't want to drink coffee or any drinks that have caffeine in them close to bedtime. When to drink coffee or drinks that have caffeine in them. So experts believe that it's best to wait 2 to 3 hours after waking up to drink caffeine or coffee. And they also said that to make sure to drink coffee or any drink that have caffeine in them 8 to 10 hours before you go to sleep. And ways to get caffeine out of your body. Make sure that you are drinking a lot of water to help clear it out of your body quickly, and make sure that you are exercising so that you can use up the caffeine in your body. On this slide, we are going to talk about sugars and its effects on sleep. So sugar interrupt the restful sleep that our body needs. So when our body starts to prepare itself to go to sleep, it wants to make sure that our blood sugar is not going up and down a lot. So to get a good night's sleep, our body wants our blood sugar to be stable. When we eat sugar near bedtime, it makes our blood goes from very high to being very low. When our blood sugar crash, our body will begin to feel hungry and wants sugar and other foods. This causes a disturbance in our body, and as a result interrupt our deep sleep. Deep sleep are restful sleep that help us feel rested and not tired. But if we are going to eat a lot of foods that are high in processed sugar, our body will not be able to get into the deep sleep that it needs. So here we have a picture of different foods that can help us go to sleep. So these are the food that we eat and they make us feel sleepy. You can see that there are bananas, turkey right here, sweet potato, tea, cereal, milk, cherry, and jasmine rice. So to wrap this up, caffeine helps us stay awake because it blocks adenosine from telling our brain that we need sleep and that we are sleepy. And then sugar prevents our body from getting the restful sleep that it needs because it makes our blood sugar go up and down. And then make sure to remember that I will do a follow-up with everyone to go over this presentation and to talk about caffeine and sugar. I would also like to see if you guys eat and drink food that have caffeine in them and if it has affected your sleep or anything like that. If you have any questions or feel like sharing something, please write it down and make sure to have it with you when we do our follow-up. Thank you, and I hope that you enjoyed this presentation.